Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to a new video. I'm the Casual Racing Gamer. Today we are gonna talk. Well, first we're gonna go racing. This is the race B at Suzuka. This will be my second race on the T300. I started a new account, so I'm starting from the bottom again. I was using my son's account for GT7, and I'm like, I need my own account. So I'm starting from scratch again. So I have to build myself up to some better classes. So we're gonna start at the bottom, but that's okay. That's okay. Starting at the bottom, we get to do everything again. But we're gonna discuss. I recently I upgraded from my T150 to a T300, and in this video we are going to discuss why I decided to return it and what I'm going to be purchasing instead. But let's go racing and let's talk about it. So we did get pole in the race. I was racing this on a PSVR 2, so that is the way I love to race. And we're not going to have a face cam in this video. What I'm going to do is I'm giving you a wheel cam, because I think the T300, the Alcantara wheel, is such a beautiful wheel. It deserves its own camera. So you're gonna be looking at this beautiful wheel as we talk about the T300s, the things I like about it, and the one thing that I really don't like about it. But we're off to a start here, and we'll be looking back at the race and we'll talk wheel. But I was coming from a T150. Now I've been using a T150 for about, I think since 2020, I think I bought it. So I've been using it for years. It has served me well. It is a budget wheel, and I will recommend this, as you heard me in past videos, as I get passed here in first place by my little nephew. But that's not my little nephew. That's just a little nephew from Canada. I do not have any nephews in Canada that I know of. But he's off to a good start for passing me. So way to go, little nephew. We'll see. We'll maybe see you later on, or maybe you'll be way ahead of us and we won't see you. But the T150 is an awesome beginner budget wheel. So if someone doesn't want to spend a lot of money, or they just don't have a lot of money, that is the wheel I usually recommend. A lot of people go with a G29 or the G923, I think is the newer one. I don't personally know. I haven't used them, the Logitechs, but I don't know if they're actually better. I know a lot of people use them, but they're also, that wheel is a gear driven wheel. The T150 is gear driven and belt driven, so it's kind of a fusion of the two. So it does have clicking. From what I've heard, the G29 probably has more clicking because it's 100% gear driven. But again, I haven't used it myself, so I can't really speak to it. So I don't want to give the wrong impression. I usually like to tell you something that if I used it, I can give you, my honest opinion. But the T150 is a totally recommended budget wheel. But we're stepping it up. My T150, one of the paddle shifters was giving me a problem, and I figured now's a great time. I guess now's a great time for Sid to come up and pass me. I don't know what happened there, but Sid made a move, and Sid got in front of me, and Sid brake checked right there, and gave me a lot of trouble. So I had to slam on my brakes to try to avoid Sid. But Sid got away. I don't know how Sid got away. I don't know if Sid, maybe Sid ghosted there. I don't know how me running into the back of him had no effect on him. So I think maybe in the lower levels, there's a lot of things happening with the cars and ghosting, and when you go into the back of a car like that. I was literally like foot slamming down on the brake. I cannot avoid him, but obviously you saw nothing happened to him as Sid is up there now, but Sid went off the track. But me and Sid are going to have a battle through a lot of this race, so pay attention to Sid. Me and Sid have some back and forths here. We stay really close to Sid. Will we be able to pass Sid? We'll have to watch and find out. But anyway, back to wheels. So got to T300 recently. This is the Alcantara Edition, so it has this beautiful finish on the wheel. And the thing with the T300 is you can change wheels, you can swap wheels. I know one complaint a lot of people have is the quick release. It's not really quick, but for me, I'm starting out with a single wheel, no matter, so I don't really need to release quickly. And it takes a little bit longer because you have to unscrew something. So yeah, it's not quick release, but you're swapping wheels. You're usually not swapping wheels in the middle of a race. So to take an extra couple minutes to me isn't a bad point or a good point, or obviously the quicker you can do it, the better. But you will see a lot of complaints about the quick releases on the Thrustmasters that you can change wheels. The T150 you cannot change a wheel. The wheel that's on it is the one you get it. But going from the T300 and up, you know, you can change wheels, you swappable wheels, which is awesome. So I did some practicing on the T300, and one thing that we've heard in the past, and you'll see it all over the web, and it was a big concern of mine, was the overheating issue with the T300. So it was a big concern, you know, is the T300 going to overheat? The wheel's been out for a while. I mean, I'm thinking, you know, it's been out for so long, maybe Thrustmaster has repaired it. Maybe they did something different internally. Maybe they let it breathe better. Maybe they changed a fan somehow or some way. So I was really hoping that I wouldn't run into this overheating issue. So I ran it when I first opened it up. I ran it. It was fine. I looked for some settings that people were using, and I think it was like torque on 6 and sensitivity on 4. People were saying it was running good. I ran some practices with it, ran some practice sessions, and it was working fine, and everything felt good. Then I went to just to see if I can actually overheat it, and you know, there is a way to put your fan on full power to run the whole time, and I did have that set. So I did set it to run the fan the whole time. So I don't see a reason why you wouldn't, as we're catching up to Sid here. Sid is in front of us. Sid is wobbling all over the place. We're gonna try to catch Sid. Can we catch Sid? Sid is all over the place. Gonna catch him on the inside? No. He's scaring me right now because he's very wobbly. So I'm trying to be careful around Sid. I don't want him to knock me out off the track. So I have to be careful of Sid. So I pushed everything to 8 and 8. I pushed the torque to 8, and I pushed the sensitivity to 8. And the feedback felt really good. It was really strong. There was a lot of force in that wheel. And it literally, probably within like 45 seconds, that all went away. It started overheating. We bumped Sid there a little bit. Sid brake checked us early again. So we tried to avoid him, but we gave him a little tap. But it was just a little bit of damage. I think I actually pushed him ahead. I gave him a push ahead and pushed myself back. We're gonna still try to catch Sid. Sid's like an arch nemesis in this race. Sid doesn't want to let us pass, but we're gonna try to pass Sid. Top 3 finish is good. 4 is still good, but I'd rather finish the top 3. Sid is jumping back in front of us again, so we have to check up on our brakes. We don't want to wreck Sid. We're definitely trying not to wreck Sid, but we're not going to wreck ourselves either. So, you know, if I had to finish 4th and not pass Sid, I'm okay with that. I didn't want to wreck us. I didn't want to wreck Sid. I'm totally, this whole race, I'm trying to avoid wrecking Sid. That was very important to me. Let's see what happens here. I definitely slowed down a lot early. As you saw, he didn't brake check this time, but Sid went all the way out to the inside. I was thinking he was going to brake check, so my whole driving thing came different here. But into the chicane, and Sid is still up there. Sid is still beating us. So where was I? So I went on to 8 and 8 setting on the T300, and within like 45 seconds, the whole feedback just died. It just went away. So I was like, all right, obviously if you push this thing way over where it's expecting to be, it overheated. And I was like, okay, I'm never going to run this thing on 8.8. I just wanted to see if maybe like the newer wheels can handle things better. This is obviously a new wheel. It has PlayStation 5 on the actual wheel, on the actual base itself. The box says PlayStation 5. So I noticed it isn't like old stock from like 2017 or whenever this base was released. So I was hoping, you know, getting a new base, getting, you know, maybe they improved. You know, Thrustmaster has to be aware of all these complaints of the overheating of the wheel. Like, it's not like they can be blind to it. So I'm thinking, you know, why not improve it if you're still making this wheel 6 years later? Like wouldn't you want to kind of avoid this overheating issue? Because it's such an awesome wheel. It's such an awesome base. It offers great feedback. It's belt driven, so it's not direct drive. And talking about direct drive, I know so many people like go direct drive, go direct drive, go direct drive. It comes down to money, it comes down to availability, and it comes down to compatibility. As Sid, we're going to catch you, but now we have another car on our back. We're trying to catch Sid, but now we have another car in our way. So now we're battling Sid in front and someone behind us. This is becoming a more hectic race. Now we're going to battle for 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Lap 4 of lap 5. So direct drive, we're looking at, I was looking at the Monza R5, which I think for the price is awesome. The problem with the Monza R5 is you can't use it on You can't use it for the PlayStation 5. It's not console compatible. So that's an issue to me. They do sell an aftermarket piece that will make it compatible, but it's not supported. So if something changes or something happens, you know, you're out of luck because the wheel manufacturer doesn't say they're compatible with any consoles. So you're taking that risk, and I think that piece was maybe like $100 just to make it compatible, or maybe a little more. So you have to take that into consideration with your price that you're paying for the wheel. You're gonna probably, you know, want to upgrade your pedal to a load cell pedal set. I already had a load cell pedal set for my Thrustmaster, which I wouldn't be able to use for the Monza R5. So that's one thing to take into consideration. The other thing was the Logitech direct drive. They have the five I don't know what is it, the NM Newton meter, nanometer, I don't know. It's the NM, right? The power of the force. So there's the 5 and there's the 9. People say the 7 or 9. I think it's the 9. So that's a little more in the price range, but again, you need to start looking at load cell pedals, availability. Uh-oh, Sid, we're gonna pass you, Sid. We finally passed Sid. We did it. We took 3rd place. Now we're gonna see if we can stay in 3rd place. So we're gonna drive those 2 cars behind us, let them guys battle it out, and hopefully that we can pull away on this last lap and pull a podium on the top 3. So yes, direct drive is great if you can go that way, if you want to spend the money. You know, at the T300, I was already spending more than I wanted to spend. I wasn't quite ready to buy a new wheel yet. It's just that my T150 just started to have problems, and I kind of jumped into the T300. But speaking of overheating, so before this race, I raced prior to this with a setting of 6 and 4, and about the 3rd, 4th lap, I actually lost feedback. So I actually started overheating with the setting of 6 and 4 and lost feedback within a race. To me, that was a big problem. And then for this last race, I had to set it to a 4 and a 2. Torque 4, sensitivity 2. And that you know, I felt like I needed to keep lowering it. It still felt good. It still felt better than my T150, but I want to be able to raise the settings and not have to worry about overheating. I want to be able to push this thing and not have to worry about overheating. And you know, at 4 and 2, what if I was racing for 2-3 hours? Would it overheat on me? I don't know. I know people use the wheel and they don't have it overheat on them. So, you know, is every wheel different? Do some work better than others? It's possible. The T300 is a great wheel. A lot of people use the T300. A lot of people will tell you they don't have problems, but a lot of people will also tell you they do have problems. So, you know, it's kind of like luck of the draw, I guess. And it looks like we're going to take a P3. We passed Sid, and we took a P3. So this was a good race, a good start. You know, starting out the low level, trying to move myself up there, and we took a P3. So, you know, that was an issue for me for the overheating within you know, racing. I'm not even racing long periods of time. I'm doing short races, doing some practicing in between, some qualifying, and to me that was a problem. Even at a 6 and a 4 was a problem. The wheel felt great. I have no problem going belt drive. So what am I going next? Well, I already ordered and should have soon. I did order the TGT2, which is also a belt driven system, just like the T300, but it's supposed to be more powerful, and it's supposed to give you like between like maybe like a 6 of the NMs, the Newton nanometers something. So you'll get like a 6. So it's supposed to be more powerful. The good thing is I was able to find it for just the servo base, and I was able to order just the wheel. So I didn't need to buy the set with the pedals. For the T300, I can only find it I can only find it with the pedals. So I had to buy pedals I didn't need. So the price difference of buying the T300 with the whole pedal set compared to the TGT2 with the pedal, without the pedals, and just the wheel and the servo base, it wasn't much more. So, you know, it was maybe came to like $679 before taxes or anything like that. So that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. It wasn't much of a jump for my T300. If I went to direct drive, I'm definitely be looking more than that. Plus, I already have the load cell TLCM pedals with the Fanatec. What is it, like the DD Pro? Then I would have to add load cell pedals and things like that. So those were things that were going through my mind, and I think at the TGT2, without it overheating, if it gives me the same experience as the T300 without overheating, and if it's even a little bit better than that, I'm good. I'm happy at that price point. I'm happy with, I ordered like one of the open wheel rims, so I'm excited for that. I've never raced with one of those, so that'll be something different for me, and that should be pretty cool. But otherwise, you know, that's why I'm going with it. I'd love to hear your opinions. If you guys use the T300, what your experience has been. If you have issues of overheating. If you don't, besides it, you know, helping me out, you'll definitely help other people out trying to make this decision. So leave your comments below. If you use a TGT2 Thrustmaster, let me know your experience. I know a lot of people have had great experiences with it, and I am really excited to get my hands on it. So if you guys want to subscribe and look out for my unboxing and first impressions of that base and wheel set that I've ordered, and you know, I'll have that posting pretty soon once I get my hands on it. And I think that covers it all. I think I covered it all. If I might have named some things wrong, I might have swapped like Logitech and Fanatec names in there somewhere. So if you know, if something doesn't make sense, it's just because I probably swapped some things. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thumb up the video, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. We out of here. Peace.